Let's talk about finger technique. Now, before we actually talk about the technique itself, let me say there is no substitute for doing scales and arpeggios. Our music is built in scales and arpeggio. They are our building blocks. But I have a couple of little exercises that will help you out with some maybe trickier passages. I'm a firm believer in measured trills. For example, let's start on F, and I count them in semiquavers. We're starting on F and making the interval larger as we go along, like this. And so up, maybe for about 5 notes. So the main thing is listen to the evenness of both the sound and the fingers. And if you note that I'm not playing these mechanically, do not do this. That is anti-musical. We should try to make music at all times. So picking a note and just doing it up to about a fifth. So if I start on F and on C. Maybe go to F sharp. And so on. Now, along the way, you'll encounter things called cross fingerings. Now, these fingerings might make you cross, but the actual definition is that you've got fingers moving in the opposite direction. By all means, take these fingerings and take them out and practice them separately. And one of the challenges of one fingering is you'll encounter quite early in your flute playing life is middle D to middle E, this. So let's take this and simplify it a little bit. Let's do it in triplets first. This gives it a nice smooth roll, like this. Of course, you make sure you've got good hand position all the time and that you're using the correct fingerings. This is a fake. No use to anyone. The D and the E sound awful. So as you play them in really smooth triplets, again, thinking of the balance of the flute, good balance between left and right hands. There's no need to reverse it. Now, go on and play a double dotted quaver followed by a demi-semi-quaver like this. But make sure when you flick that both fingers are moving exactly in the same time. We should hear. Now this one you need to reverse. You would do. So sometimes we find the top register challenging, not just from a sound point of view, but also from a fingering point of view. The reason is it's mainly full of cross fingering. So spend the time, 15-20 minutes at a time will give you huge results. So take D to E in the top register. And all the time I'm thinking of a good even sound as well. There's no point in practicing finger technique with a bad sound. So practice all of your upper register fingers like this. F to F sharp to G, G to A flat, G sharp to A. All of this involves cross fingerings. And remember, you get great comfort from a good balance down at this end of the flute between thumb and little finger.